This is a good news, bad news story. The bad news is that nuclear terrorism is the most serious danger the world faces today. And indeed, a successor to the 9/11 Commission just issued a report in which they say they believe the likelihood of such an event is greater than even in the next 5 years. The good news is that this is a preventable catastrophe, that human beings have the know-how and the technology to take actions that would prevent nuclear terrorism. And Davos has a unique opportunity now to impart momentum to the first ever nuclear security summit, which is a meeting President Obama has convened in Washington next April with 46 heads of state on just one topic, which is nuclear security or preventing nuclear terrorism. Governance. The current governance structure is shaky. I ask in a current issue, in a lead article in the current issue of Foreign Affairs, could the global nuclear order today be as fragile as the global financial order was 2 years ago when conventional wisdom declared it to be sound and resilient? And the answer is clearly yes. Current international governance includes the Non-Proliferation Treaty, the Test Ban Treaty, the Nuclear Suppliers Group, but all of these have been eroding. The key insight here is that if the international community can prevent terrorists from acquiring nuclear weapons or the material from which to make nuclear weapons, we can successfully prevent the only act that would kill hundreds of thousands of people in a single blow. Who are the players to try to make this happen? The US and Russia, as the creators of the problem and the owners of 95% of the weapons and materials, have to take the lead. Fortunately, over the period since the end of the Soviet Union, since 1991, the US and Russia have been working together successfully in a cooperative threat reduction program to secure and eliminate former Soviet weapons that has developed a large number of technology and know-how that could be applied internationally. There are 6.5 other nuclear weapon states, the half is North Korea. The international institutional innovation that we need, I believe, is a new global alliance against nuclear terrorism that would be part of this international governance structure. That's not a declaratory organization, but one that requires specific actions for specific benefits. So what's the specific opportunity here? States have already undertaken in UN Security Council Resolution 1540 an obligation to secure all weapons and materials to, quote, appropriate effective standards. The problem is that's never been operationalized. So the opportunity now is to operationalize that obligation by embedding it in an institution that requires specific actions for specific benefits. And the year ahead is a special opportunity. I call it, quote, the year of nukes, in that in April, there's going to be this first ever nuclear security summit. In May, there's the Non-Proliferation Treaty Conference. The START follow-on treaty will be negotiated and finished in this year, and there'll be discussion of CTBT. Finally, to conclude, implementation. The opportunity at Davos, I think, is for a multi-stakeholder demand. So this is not just coming from the nukies or from the policy wonks, but a multi-stakeholder demand that all nuclear weapons and all nuclear materials be secured to a gold standard beyond the reach of terrorists or thieves. In trying to think about how the community could strengthen this proposition, I ask, for example, what about risk-adjusted insurance prices in terms of threat that might spur corporations to advocate more aggressive actions by their own governments? These 46 governments who are going to meet in Washington in April. Or with respect to the NGO community, one of the questions I've been asking some of the other GACs is how the NGOs have generated public demand for action to prevent global global climate disruption. On the back of your target sheet, you'll see a little summary, and thank you very much.
Good. Thank you.